So, a lot has happened since my last video posted 8 months ago. I'm no longer with the same clinic, and there's a little bit of noise surrounding the medical cannabis community. So, in today's video, we're going to go over those updates, and I'm going to tell you about my new, cheaper clinic. So if you've watched my previous video, or even if you haven't, then stick around so that you can listen to these updates and you can find out whether this information is going to be useful to you or not. Hello, YouTube world. First and foremost, let me just say I'm sorry if you can hear any background noise, and my neighbours have got a couple of people over, so I'm very sorry about that. But as I said, today's video is going to be going over some updates and a little bit of noise that's in the medical cannabis community that I just thought I would share with you, as it's quite recent. It's within the last month. So those of you who are in the medical program, Project 2021, may already know this information. I'm not sure, but this is going on the basis that you don't know this information. And so if there is somebody who doesn't know this, then please feel free to share it. So again, those of you that are in T21, Project 2021, would have noticed the price increase in the strains, and most definitely the price increase in my particular clinic, which was Zerenia Clinic. And I'm all right with the price increase of the strain. That wasn't an issue. What I'm not happy with, though, is the £249 reconsultation charge, basically, on top of the £15 repeat prescriptions. Now, I was paying £5 a gram on T21, and I know that some other patients were paying more than £5 a gram, but that for me was like great. You know, I was happy with that. So when I ordered my normal strain one day and I got my invoice back and it was more than I, usually pay, I sort of questioned it. And that was when I found out from Curaleaf that my strain had gone from £5 a gram to £6.50 a gram. And, it's all right if you just get like 10 grams, but, I was getting 35 grams of one strain and 30 grams of another, 65, sometimes 70 grams a month. And I thought, I can't do that. I couldn't justify that. This price increase wasn't just for my one strain. There was actually quite a few price increases across a couple of strains. Really don't know what the prices would have been on somebody that wasn't on Project 2021, so I really don't want to know about that. But as I said, I was okay with the price increase of my prescription. It was, however, the increase of the Zerenia charges that I could not justify, as well as my prescription. So, I was paying £15 for a repeat prescription with Zerenia. I think I was paying a normal price for reevaluation, like a reconsultation. When you've been in the program a while, you have like a 3-month follow-up, then a 6-month or 9-month, things like that. And it was the follow-up that you would have to pay for. And they bumped up the follow-up charge to like £249 because I had taken out a couple of months from buying from Zerenia and Curaleaf. One of the main reasons was because my main strain that I used as an indica night strain, which was Hindu Kush, was no longer available. Like, literally no longer available. They kept saying that it was out of stock, and that was just across the board. Now I believe that there is an actual issue with production. I don't think we're actually even allowed to have Hindu Kush anymore. So yeah, that really annoyed me because it was one strain that was really helping me incredibly, and then it was just like, no, you can't have it anymore. And then they were looking at something that was similar, but the percentage in THC doesn't matter for me. I need the terpenes that are the same. And for me, I needed more limonene. And there wasn't many strains that sort of mimicked the Hindu Kush as well as I needed it to. So I just kind of got a little bit pissed off, really, I'm not going to lie. And then fast forward a couple of months, I decided to go back and get some medical weed to see what different, strains were available and things like that. Only to be told that because I hadn't been seen for a couple of months, I would need to pay £249 for a new consultation charge. Sorry. So, it was at that point that I started to do some research. Now, I'm not sure how many of you watching are Zerenia patients, because obviously my previous video that I told you, I showed you exactly how to apply, and it basically was to apply to Zerenia. So I don't know how many Zerenia patients I'm talking to here, but anyway, I'm not sure if you know the news about Dr. Matthew Anup. He was my doctor. I don't know how many people he was a doctor for that may be listening to me right now, but he was my doctor, and there was a newsletter that went through to every patient on an email, and it was about his departure from Zerenia, as well as, I believe, Millie, the receptionist. So it turns out, doing a little bit of research, digging in, a little bit here, a little bit there, that Dr. Matthew Anup actually started his own clinic. And guess what? The fees are dramatically lowered. There isn't any repeat prescription charge, so no more £15. Bear in mind, I have to tell you as well, that even before the £15 prescription charge that it was for Zerenia, that was actually taken down from £25. And the reason it was taken down from £25 was because of the cost of living crisis. I'm not sure now whether it's gone back up or whether it's still £15, but I have no faith that it may go up to the 25 sometime shortly. So, as I said, there is zero re-prescription cost for Dr. Matthew's clinic. The consultation charge is also dramatically lower, so there's not a £249 charge, it was a £49 charge. My £49 charge was a standard consultation charge to start the process. That would be your charge as well if you wanted to start the process at Dr. Anup's clinic. Bear in mind, this is not sponsored. Just want to put that there. This is not sponsored whatsoever, right? Disclaimer, this is just my experience, okay? I have nothing to do with any of the clinics or anything like that. I'm just literally a patient trying to put out some information and keep you guys updated. I'm actually going to be a lot better on YouTube. I'm just going to try and just grind it, to tell you the truth. So, hey, hit the subscribe if you can. That'd be great. Thank you. So the process of what I then did was go onto the website, found that this was, through whispers, that this was Dr. Matthew's clinic, and sent an email to them, just like I did in the previous clinic before, in the video that I showed you how to do it. Sent an email to them, but I specifically said in the email that I am a previous Zerenia clinic patient. I am a previous Dr. Matthew patient. I would like to have him as my doctor. Thank you very much. About a day or so later, I got an email from his new clinic basically saying, yep, can you go over this registration form, essentially just online, go over all of that. And then she did ask me to get some medical information, at which point I think I then turned around and said, can I not just ask Zerenia to send over what they have on me, because nothing's changed. My medical condition hasn't changed. Everything's still the same. Like, can I not just do that? And I think she said yes. And she then told me to also get a discharge letter from Zerenia. So I emailed Zerenia with the title discharge letter, and obviously I said, thank you very much for, your incredible work. I really do thank them, because they, I've got nothing bad to say about them. It literally is just money. I can't afford that. Do you know what I'm saying? They did a great job though. I can't fault them. So I said, thank you so much for everything that you've done. It's just that my financial situation at the moment, it just cannot cover this. And so I would like to leave, and I would like my discharge letter and any medical notes that I can have. So they sent that information over to me within a day. It was incredibly quick. So that was me. That was me done. I was off with Zerenia. I then sent my email documents that I had from Zerenia over to the new clinic, and I awaited a reply. I then got a reply to set up an initial sort of first step appointment. Before you get to the doctor, you have like a first psychiatrist kind of, I don't really know what he's called, to tell you the truth, but he's the front man before you get to the doctor, right? So he'll assess everything and stuff like that. So I had that appointment, and that is an initial consultation that costs £49, right? £49. So I had that consultation where I told the man I'm a previous patient from Zerenia. You've got my discharge letter. I, used to be with Dr. Annan for over a year. So can you make sure that I go back to Dr. Matthew? And he was like, yep, fine. It was over within 10 minutes, him checking everything. And then it then went forward over to Dr. Matthew, and I then got a video call with Dr. Matthew. It was really nice to obviously see him again, and it was that rapport. He was like, hi, Katie, how are you doing? I was like, hi, Matthew, Dr. Matthew, how are you doing? It's really nice. It's really nice to have somebody so that was lovely. And I said to him, I'm really happy that, he's got this new adventure going on, and it's really nice that he's taken down these fees for us, and, just saying how happy I am that he's done this for us, and that I'm pleased that I found it, So he then just confirmed to me that he has all of my information already from Zerenia, so I will not need to go back to the doctors and go and get any summary of care records. I will not need to do anything. It is going to be a straight swap. He has seen me for over a year. He knows that nothing has changed. If you guys have the same situation, then this is my experience, so I'm hoping your experience will be just the same if you decide to go down this route. And then during the initial consultation, we went over strains to see what, was available and what I would like. And it was at that point that we discussed 3 different strains that I would try at 10 grams each. So I tried out the hybrid sativa LA Sage at £8 per gram. I tried the frosted lemon angel indica at £6 a gram. And I had a sativa mango cross at £5 a gram. All of these were 10 gram samples, I like to say, right? I actually didn't like the LA Sage, personally, my personal experience. I know there's a load of smokers out there that are raving about it, and that is absolutely great. I'm glad that it works for you, but for me, it just did not. It just did not, no. And for £8 a gram, I'm glad that it didn't work. Just saying. So the whole process was incredibly easy, and the best part about it, again, is the prices. No repeat prescription prices. They are non-existent. Your original consultation is £49. Your then monthly one, however long it is, I believe mine's like 6 to 9 months or something like that, because he's already seen me. He doesn't need to do a 3 monthly roll-in, so I won't even need to pay another £49 until a good couple of months later down the line, right? I just think it's great. So having said that, I'm now going to show you what the clinic is, and if you would like to take the steps in joining yourself, then please follow me. So guys, this is Dr. Annam's clinic. This is not Dr. Annam, but this is his clinic. It is called Alternaleaf. I will put the link in the description, of course. You can already see up here that it says initial appointment now £49. This is the button that you would start your process. Oh, there we go, Alternaleaf. There we go. So the website, as I said, I will put the link down below because it's a bit of a weird one. It's not just alternaleaf.com like you would think, so I will put the link down straight away for you. Those who maybe have had Dr. Matthew as their doctor and you were upset like myself to see him leave, then maybe this is for you. Like I say, disclaimer, this is my experience. I'm not supported or in any way endorsed by any of these clinics. This is my experience, and I'm just trying to pass on my advice to you guys, and whether or not you take it, that's cool. But if it helps you, please do share this information. So this is Alternaleaf, and yeah, this button right here, you would click start now, and it will take you into an eligibility check. And this essentially is the exact same thing that we went over before when we went to how to apply for a medical prescription in the UK, which I already do have a video on, but of course this is kind of obsolete now that I'm personally promoting Alternaleaf. So you would just go through this eligibility check and then send it over. And like I say, you will then get an email from the team and which you will start your process. For those who don't want to know anything about the updates, the video ends here for you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you listening, watching. If it helps you, please do like go and sign up, go and tell me what your experience was like. Are you with Serenia? Are you with Sapphire? Like, where are you? What are your prices? Like, let's make some noise about this down here, guys, because the more that people know about this, the more we can spread the awareness, the noise is just going to get bigger. And talking about noise, we're going to follow on to a little bit of updates that has happened in the last month. Okay, so the first update is coming from cannabishealthnews.co.uk. And remember, guys, don't worry, I will put all of the links down here in the description so you can go ahead and read it yourself. You can pass it on to people if you want to. Everything that you see down here, I will pop in the downstairs below. But let's go ahead and read this. So, study. Patients say medical cannabis improves job performance. Patients say medical cannabis reduces their symptoms, increases energy levels, and improves job performance. This was published 3 weeks ago on the 23rd of August. So super recent. So it's really, really nice to see they're actually doing studies with this. And there's not too much of a stigma as we do have with the workplace and cannabis-based products and medicine that we have. So it's really nice to see that there's a study actually kind of taking this serious. So we'll just go down a little bit here. A new study highlights the myriad of benefits medical cannabis can have on patients' quality of life, from reducing symptoms to boosting energy levels and job performance. Researchers in Greece studied a group of patients receiving medical cannabis treatment to try to understand how it impacted their quality of life. 100 patients, the majority of whom had a neurological disorder, 58%, were included in the study, which was carried out at the Department of Nursing at the University of West Attica in Athens. Participants were asked to complete a socio-demographic and clinical questionnaire, as well as the SF-36 health survey scale, which is used to assess quality of life in clinical settings. According to the findings, a significant majority, holy shit, 96%, damn, that's huge. 96% reported that medical cannabis reduced their symptoms. In addition, 68% that they experienced enhanced energy levels and vitality, and 88% said it improved their ability to perform at work. Most patients also reported an improvement in sleep, 79%, and appetite, hell yeah, 71% after receiving treatment. Very interesting indeed. So the authors say that those who took medical cannabis for a long period of time reported statistically significant more energy and vitality, but also better mental health and general health status. Most of the patients said that they had disclosed their use of medical cannabis to their family members, 85%, and the majority had been supportive, 93%, you would like to see that, but many were still reluctant to use their medication openly in public and in social situations, 81%, that's a high percentage, and I completely understand that too. Do you guys get that? Are you guys reluctant to medicate in public? Like, let me know, because I am also, obviously I'm completely 100% legal patient, but I am also quite reluctant to medicate in public. So I'd like to know if you guys are too. Let me know downstairs. And then here I'm just going to end on writing in the paper's conclusion. Researchers say that this knowledge could help healthcare professionals offering more personalised nursing care and achieve optimal therapeutic outcomes. I mean, come on. It's just written there, really, isn't it? So interesting to see. And like I said, this was 3 weeks ago. So things are happening. There's a little bit of noise, right? There's a little bit of noise. And that then takes me over to 2 weeks ago. So 2 weeks ago, this is from, again, cannabishealthnews.co.uk. And this says the doctor's perspective. Medical cannabis in ADHD and autism. A UK cannabis prescriber shares what he has learned on his journey so far. In his first instalment, consultant psychiatrist and cannabis clinician Dr. Tarzed Arzan explores the potential of cannabis in managing symptoms of ADHD and autism. I have said this for years, but obviously we don't really have a lot of of testing and sort of studies and things like that. So again, it's really nice that this is starting to be studied. Around 3 in 10 autistic adults, and around 28% of autistic children also have ADHD. The likelihood of someone presenting with both conditions in a cannabis clinic is statistically relevant. Autism is characterized by a lifelong developmental disability affecting how people communicate and interact with the world. Around 1 in 100 people in the UK are autistic. That is such a high statistic. They can struggle with social communication, where they find it difficult to interpret what others say, leading them to come across as insensitive to others. I am well aware with the autism spectrum with people around me, and I'm sure you guys are too. So yeah, I'm loving to see this connection here that can help them. They may struggle to navigate the social world, hence they fall into patterns of repetitive behaviours and highly focused interests, we call them obsessions, to cope with overwhelming anxieties. And it's absolutely true. I'm not going to go too much into this one again. I'm just going to pop everything down in the description box. But I do want to end on this one here. This was September the 8th. This was 2 days ago. And this is from mjbizdaily.com. Again, I will put everything down in the description box for you so you can read this in its entirety. But this one here is the UK committee calls for a wider access to unlicensed medical cannabis. The UK's Home Affairs Committee is recommending the government widen access to unlicensed cannabis-based products for medicinal use via the National Health Service, NHS, before the end of the current Parliament. The National Health Service is England's publicly funded healthcare system. The government has 2 months to respond to the committee's recommendation. Interesting, 2 months. There are currently no licensed cannabis-based products for medical use, CBPMs, in the UK. And although unlicensed CBPMs, which is what we have, guys, that may be prescribed, none have received marketing authorization, which is absolutely correct. So things like Sativex, they are licensed, but they're not, again, it's not a CBPM, so it's going into it there. We are concerned that there is currently a lack of access on the NHS for patients with a genuine medical need. Access continues to be a problem, the committee's report noted. So get this. Earlier this year, the UK disclosed that fewer than 5 patients received unlicensed cannabis-based medicine from the NHS. However, 89,239 unlicensed medical-based items, weed and oil and all sorts, were prescribed to patients through the private sector, meaning patients pay out of pocket between November 2018 and July 2022. Yeah, myself included, probably most of you watching this. So that's where we're at with some news right now. We're taking a little bit of a front step and some noise, which is absolutely brilliant. I just wanted to show you guys this recent news that's been happening in the last month. I'm going to keep my eye on it. Hopefully, you know, this is something that you might want to look into, or just wait for me to give you an update. I don't know. But if you do want to wait for me to give you an update, then you got to make sure that you hit that subscribe button. And then when the bell gets tapped, you scroll down and do the all notifications or something like that. And then you will know when every video gets posted. So I hope you found this video helpful. And if so, please share it with your friends or anybody that may be struggling with the current prices of their clinic. Disclaimer. As always, do your own research and come to your own conclusion as to what's best for you. Please use this video as advice only. This is my experience and my experience only. This is not telling you what to do in any way, shape or form, but just giving you my experience. So, disclaimer. I hope this video was helpful, and like I said, I'm going to try and keep up to date with a few bits of, cannabis news and things like that. If you guys would like me to do any reviews on strains or anything like that, then let me know in the comments below, because I'm actually changing strains quite often. As I said, I tried out those 3 strains earlier and I wasn't completely satisfied, so I'm probably going to look for something else. But let me know, if that's something that you'd like to see, then let me know. Other than that, just be good to yourselves and be good to each other, and I'll see you in the next video.